The Choccolocco train derailment 2 weeks ago cost the railroad almost $3 million, according to a preliminary report from federal investigators. Also tonight, attempted murder charges have been filed against an Anniston man who was accused of leading Jacksonville and Weaver police on a chase this past weekend. Your local news starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
Welcome to East Alabama Now Local News for Wednesday, March 22nd, 2023. I'm Mike Stedham. Norfolk Southern Railway now estimates that its March 9th derailment near Iron City caused about $2.9 million worth of damage to its equipment, track, and signal infrastructure. That figure comes from a preliminary report issued this week by the National Transportation Safety Board, which also gave some more details about the accident. According to the NTSB, the accident derailed 2 locomotives and 37 rail cars on the westbound train in 2 locations. A total of 3 tank cars carrying hazardous materials did derail. 1 contained sodium hydrosulfide residue and 2 contained ferrous chloride residue. Those tank cars remained intact and did not release the hazardous materials. 2 of the 6 locomotives on this train were being towed and were not actually pulling the train, and they were not equipped with devices called alignment control couplers, which are required for locomotives that are not being used to pull a train. The NTSB says a Norfolk Southern inspection performed back on February 24th did not identify the absence of those alignment control couplers. The NTSB's investigation is ongoing, and it will next focus on Norfolk Southern communication, maintenance, and inspection practices. Locomotive and rail car positioning and train handling will also be part of that investigation. When EAN Local News continues, we'll tell you about charges filed in connection with a police chase this past weekend.
Well, my name's Mike Craven, and we recently purchased an open carport, metal carport from Waldrop Manufacturing. I have an extra car. We have a very small home, very small driveway. And I needed somewhere just to park another vehicle, just out of the weather. And I had been told by 2 or 3 friends that knew we had recently remodeled a home that Waldrops were the people that you need to go talk to. I was in that area one day and I thought, hey, I'll just stop in, and I did without calling, and greeted warmly, well taken care of. It was just, really the whole process was just good from day one.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wedowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
The suspect involved in a police pursuit and shooting early Saturday morning in Jacksonville has been released from UAB Hospital and has now been arrested on a charge of attempted murder, according to Jacksonville Police Chief Marcus Wood. 22-year-old Broderick Javon Vines of Anniston led police on a car chase from Weaver into Jacksonville around 2 that morning, Wood said, after fleeing from a routine traffic stop by Weaver police. Jacksonville officers caught up with the fleeing vehicle near the 5000 block of the Alexandria-Jacksonville Highway. Vines turned his car around and rammed a Jacksonville squad car head-on before backing up to try again. A Jacksonville officer got out of his vehicle and drew his firearm in an attempt to halt Vines, who then hit the officer with his car. Vines pulled back to make another attempt, and the officer fired a single shot, hitting Vines. Both Vines and the other officer were taken to RMC in Anniston for treatment. That officer was released a few hours later, while Vines was taken to UAB Hospital in Birmingham. Vines was released from UAB on Saturday morning and charged with attempted murder, a Class A felony, by the Jacksonville Police Department. He may also face some further charges from the Weaver Police Department. Vines is currently being held on a $60,000 cash bond in the Calhoun County Jail. Strong storms may be moving into East Alabama early Saturday morning. We'll have the complete weather forecast when we come back. The National Weather Service has placed East Alabama under a slight risk of severe weather early Saturday morning. Based on current models, the threats include possible tornadoes and straight-line winds of up to 60 miles an hour. Those storms are expected to arrive around 2 o'clock Saturday morning and last until around 8 that morning. Because the storms could begin overnight, residents are urged to make sure they have a reliable warning system that can wake them up if a warning is issued before dawn. The rest of the weekend is looking wet, with rain chances lingering through Tuesday of next week. Highs should be in the 60s and 70s, lows in the 40s and 50s. Thank you for watching East Alabama Now Local News. Look for us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to bring you the latest local news from around Calhoun and Cleburne counties. We invite you to join Local News Engagement on Facebook. That's a great way to stay on top of what's happening locally. Please like us and share us with all of your friends on social media. We'll see you again Friday for your news on your schedule.